So I'm just going to be showing you guys a little bit of what I have in my cabinet. I have Indomie. I use this as kind of like a quick lunch. So if I don't have time to prep anything for lunch, this is my go-to. I have macaroni, I have some beans, I have poundo yam at the back. And then I have oatmeal. I also have pickles, apple cider vinegar, that's onions and ingredients and whatnot. I have some of corned beef, and then in this area I just have like my empty plastics that I put my food in when I prep my meals. And then I have my snacks, my green tea, and that's just basically what I have in my cabinet for now. And yeah, now before I go into like preparation of like my meals, I'm going to talk about like nutrients and what nutrients work for me, what nutrients make me maintain or allow me to maintain my weight, and so on and so forth. So for calorie counting, I'd say I don't really count that many calories, but there's a bit of a calorie deficit in the way I eat, just because I don't get hungry at the usual times that we're supposed to get hungry. I get hungry in the mornings and in the evenings only, but I try to eat in the afternoons, especially when I have work, and especially like because when I have work, my break isn't until evening, so I can't just like skip like one meal and not eat, or like just be working and not eat until like the evening. So in that case I'd have to eat lunch. But on a normal day I only get hungry from like at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and those are the only times I feel comfortable eating. If I eat when I'm not hungry, then I tend to eat, like overeat, like binge a lot, which is not good for me. When it comes to things like carbs, fat, sugar, I have reduced a lot of sugar in my diet. I'm trying to stop it completely now, so I'm getting there. It's like a process. So I try to eat like, I can't do like more than 5 grams of sugar, because sugar is actually like unhealthy for your body system. So I try to reduce that. And for carbs, I do not do more than 50 carbs in a day, and I try to eat all my carbs in the morning, so when I'm going to bed it like digests before that time, so I don't feel really bloated towards like evening or night period. So I try to do most of my carbs in the morning, but I can't do more than 50 carbs in a day. And then for fat, obviously I eat more fatty foods. The reason why I can't do too many carbs is because carbs make me bloated, and they're like the one thing that makes me gain weight too much. I know I showed you guys poundo yam. That's just when I'm craving Nigerian food like a lot, which is like once in like 2 months. It's not something I eat on a regular basis, please don't think that, because it has a lot of carbs. So yeah, carbs tend to make me really bloated, and they make me gain a lot of weight. And when I'm working on my abs, it's not really the best thing to overdo the carbs. So that's for nutrients. And yeah, I also try to get vitamins in my body, generally things that make me healthy, but I don't like stop eating one particular nutrient. Like I try to have like a bit of all of them, but there's some that I do limit. So yeah, that's basically, I hope I covered that for nutrients. And now we're going to move on to breakfast. So for breakfast, I'm going to be making myself an egg wrap with oatmeal and some green tea. This is the green tea I use. It's really good for detox. I love it so much. And then this is the oatmeal. I always like to get the one that is not flavored, basically the original or the regular, whatever it's called, because like I said, to avoid sugar. And then my wheat wrap, and I have my egg right there. And yeah, this is what I'm having for breakfast. It's like the most important meal of the day, so I just basically cannot skip breakfast. I can't start my breakfast at 12 because I'll just go insane. So I usually start my breakfast around like 8 to 9:30 in the morning. And like I said, I like to do all my carbs mostly in the morning, so like a total of this would be like 30 to 35 carbs, which is still good for me, because if I go over 50 carbs in a day I will bloat. So yeah, so a total of my breakfast would be like 30 to 35 grams of carbs. And yeah, so this is basically what I'm having for breakfast. And obviously I switch it around, so every week it's something different. So I don't want you guys to think I have the same thing every single month, because obviously if you eat the same thing for too long, you tend to get tired. So this is this week's breakfast. And yeah. So for my oatmeal, this is the milk I like to use, even like to drink or anything. When I'm tired of like drinking water all the time, this is what I have. It's basically almond milk, unsweetened, original. It's really good. Where's the nutritional value? It has, I think, 0 grams of sugar in it, which is what I absolutely love, and 1 gram of carbs. So this is like super good, super healthy, and I highly recommend. But that's what I use for my oatmeal. Okay guys, so for lunch I'm going to be having this French beans and chicken breast. I'm actually so excited to have lunch. I don't know, because the chicken breast I usually buy was like so much smaller than this. So I'm excited to try it. Got this one from Superstore, spiced it up, baked it, and it's ready for me to eat. So that's basically what I'm going to be having for lunch today, guys. So excited. To be honest, I'm actually just meal prepping because I didn't have time to meal prep this weekend because I was shooting for a company. But yeah, that's just like a confession. I'm just now meal prepping, but this is basically what I'm having for lunch. Well, yeah. Hi guys, so a quick thing I wanted to add was that there are also a couple of things that I had to remove from my diet. So for example, chicken wings, chicken legs, basically chicken that has skin on it. As you can see from the lunch I just had, the only chicken I can eat is the breast because it doesn't have any carbs in it. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Obviously, if I'm having cheat meals, I can have like a crispy chicken burger, for example, but that's only when I have my cheat meals, which is, like I said, once or twice in a month. So yeah, I just wanted to state that to you guys, that's another thing. One of the big things I'm heavy on is like less carbs, because I know what they do to my body. So I try to avoid them as much as possible, and that's why I started substituting. And I'm someone who loves chicken, like fried chicken, crispy chicken. Like I'm someone who used to eat that type of chicken on a daily basis, but I had to stop it because it was really heavy. You know, once you start to cut those things out and you see the results afterwards, you realize, oh yeah, this is like what is making this part of my body heavier than the other part. So yeah guys, I just wanted to point that out to you. So guys, for dinner I'm going to be having beans, Nigerian style. I just brought it out of the fridge, so it looks a bit frozen, and I'm packing this to work because I have work until evening. So that is basically what I plan to have for dinner. I know that it has a bit of carbs in it, but the way I portion that, the carbs should be like 20 to 30 max. So yeah, and beans don't really make me bloat. If anything, it has like more protein than carbs. So that's basically what I'm going to be having it's basically what I'm going to be having for dinner. That's what I cooked for dinner this week, and like I said, every week it changes for me. So next week I can have brown rice and chicken breasts or something like that. So that is basically my dinner. Excuse me if this is a bit blurry. I am filming with my camera and it's really hard to kind of focus the thing on different like angles, so just excuse me. As long as you can hear my voice, I feel like that should be okay for you guys. But yeah, just kidding. But yeah, so I just want to point one thing out. When I'm in school, like I live on campus when like it's back to school session, so I did eat like a whole different menu compared to like when I live by myself. So during the summer I'm staying by myself in this house, so obviously I have to cook my own meals and you know, prep my own food. So I cook mostly Nigerian food and yeah, just basically make my own food myself. So what I'm going to be showing you in this like episode of what I eat in a day is basically when I'm in my own place, when I don't have to get food from school. So maybe when I move back to school I'll do like another video. So I'm going to Hi guys, so forgive the noise that the camera is making. I've tried to get rid of that, but it's not going away. I'll just try and talk a bit louder. So I just wanted to talk about basically what everyone has been asking, which is cheat meals. When do I cheat? Do I even cheat on my diet at all? And like, what do I do for cheat meals, and basically all of that. And also how I maintain my weight when I do have those cheat meals. So I'd say that for one, yes, I do have cheat meals. I am like the extreme foodie. There are places that I love to go and eat every day. Not every day. Cut! There are places that I genuinely love to try. I have this bucket list with my friend of like going to new restaurants that we haven't been to before just to try their food. So I am like a foodie, okay? Like a professional foodie, but it's all about balance for me. I feel like it's all about balance. So for cheat meals, I like to do it once or twice in a month. Okay, it's not like I can't do cheat meals every week. It's just not fair on my body, and with the new goal I'm trying to reach now, it doesn't really work like that, because when I get used to having cheat meals every week, it's like I can easily fall off balance. So for the amount of times I have cheat meals, it's usually once or twice in a month. For example, yesterday I went out with my girlfriend and we had like pizza, ice cream, and all of that jazz. So I definitely try to do it within like once or twice a month, like I've said before. So that's that. So what I have for cheat meals, the regular junk food, pizza, burgers, ice cream, and whatnot. I do not drink pop. Even when I do have my cheat meals, pop is cancelled because that amount of sugar I just can't have anymore. So pop, I've stopped drinking pop completely. So when I do have my cheat meals, I don't have pop. But I like to balance everything. I like to do everything in moderation. I don't just like go and splurge and have cheat meals like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No. If I do know, and I like to plan ahead as well, so if I know that I'm having a cheat meal, I just wouldn't eat that much to the point where I'm full, and then I'm just having this cheat meal when on top of like what I'm eating for the day. So basically how I cheat is for dinner, instead of prepping my meals, I go out to eat, and that's what I consider a cheat meal. So for example, say I'm not having what I prepped for dinner, like say I'm having chicken breast and rice, for example, chicken breast and brown rice for dinner. I'd go out to eat and have something like pizza or burgers or ice cream or something like that. So I'm substituting my dinner for this food that is outside my diet, and that's how I cheat. I don't have breakfast, lunch, and dinner and then go out and eat again. No, that's not how I do it. So I just instead of having my healthy prepped meal, I have a fatty junk meal for my dinner or my lunch, and that's just basically how I cheat. Because people are always like, oh, how do you not cheat, or how do you balance your thing, and blah blah blah. So that's basically how I do it. And then if I know that I eat like that, and the thing is to not think about it, honestly. When I have cheat meals, I try not to think about my weight or how I'm going to feel, or like I know I'm going to feel really bad the next day and I'm going to feel heavily bloated the next day, but talking about those things and making yourself feel bad about it in the moment can be damaging sometimes, because it's just like, oh, just be free and just eat and not worry about anything, and the next day you can, you know, put your mood back. But yeah, just don't think about it, just go out, have fun, eat, and yeah, that's just going to be that. But that's basically how I do have my cheat meals, and I try to have cheat meals on weekends. That's another thing with my planning. I only have cheat meals on the weekends. I can't have it during like the start of the week or weekdays. It just wouldn't work like that for me. So I try to do it on the weekends, because I feel like weekends is a time to relax, have fun, you know, go out, try a new place, and whatnot. And also when I do have cheat meals, I don't think I count the calories for cheat meals, but I do it in moderation. I don't like overdo, like have this and everything in one. No, it's just me basically going out, trying a new place and trying their food. And yeah, 9 times out of 10 the places that we go out to eat don't really serve healthy things. So it's not a thing of me just counting calories and whatnot. I just go out, instead of having my home cooked meal, I just go out to eat something else. And yeah, I try not to overthink it. The next day I'm back on my routine, I'm back on my healthy eating, I'm back on my detox, and that's just that is just as simple as that. Another thing for cheat meals is I try to, that's where like moderation comes in, and that's where balance comes in. So for example, I won't go to get ice cream and order like an extra large. No, the least I could do is a small, or like I do mini or small. So for example, if I go to Dairy Queen, I can only do a mini size or small size, and that's just how it works for me. Like I don't order in large quantities because those carry a little bit more weight. So if I do want to have my treats and like ice cream and things like that, I do get like the smallest size. Yeah, I feel like the only things I have for junk food or cheat meals are like burgers, pizzas, ice cream really. And yeah, so those are the only things I have. So it's just about doing it in moderation and substituting it for my meal of the day, basically, if that makes sense. And yeah, so if you guys have any more questions, just feel free to DM me, ask me in the comments, anywhere. So yeah, I don't want people to think I don't have cheat meals. I do. I like to eat junk food, but not every day, not every week. It's all in moderation, honestly. Sometimes our body craves sugar and craves things like that, but I've trained my body to the point where like even if I do have those things, the next day I'm in the bathroom. Honestly, the next day I'm detoxing. The next day is like it flushes it out of my system. My body is so used to like the healthy things I've been training it with. So but yeah, but my advice for you is, if you are trying to reach a goal, if you're trying to lose weight at the moment, start with that. Don't think about the cheat meals. Like I said in my weight loss video, start with like healthy foods. Train your body to the point where like when you do have those junk foods, the next day you're like in the bathroom and just like shitting everything out, basically. TMI, but yeah, that's how it works for me. And yeah, I hope I basically covered everything. And yes, everyone cheats on their diet, guys, once in a while. It's a once in a while thing. But yeah, and I wouldn't get, another thing is I won't get those things that affect me too much. Like I wouldn't get pizza that I know would make me lose my shape completely. That's why even with ice cream I get like small sizes. And with ice cream, the thing is, when I do have ice cream, the next day I flush it out of my system, so it's like it doesn't even stay there that much. So I don't really worry too much when I get ice cream or things like that. So yeah, I hope I covered that pretty much, and see you guys in my next video. So good. Like I literally look forward to breakfast every day, guys, because I know how much I'm gonna eat. But yeah, this is my breakfast.